Good evening.
So, guys, today on studio we have Odwar, and he will tell us more about himself and current affairs and matters in relations to politics and the things that are happening in this country. So, on to you. So, what do you have to say about the current affairs? And before that, kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you once again. I'm Odwar. I'm aspirant Korogosho Ward 2022, and I'm glad that you've welcomed me for this interview.
Okay, so what is it that you have to say about the current happenings with the way the government that is running the country, the UDA government?
The UDA government.
Yes.
Okay, as per me, the current political affair in the country is not what we wished it would have been, because during the campaigns, the UDA government had their agenda and they sold that agenda to the people, and the majority of the Kenyan people voted for them because they had hopes and they saw that the UDA manifesto was something good that was going to steer the country uh, into the future towards development and also uplift the common mwananchi's affair. But so far we have not seen that. The common mwananchi is being burdened with too much taxes, as you know now that there is no money, there is no employment. In fact, majority of the youth, I can say 65% of the youths are unemployed, and you know we cannot work in a country like that where the majority of people are not employed. There is no revenue being collected towards the national government, and that's why the UDA government, being led by President William Ruto, is taxing a lot of Kenyans, and Kenyans are not happy with the taxation things. So Kenya as a people and Kenya is a country to be.
So, in particular to the GMO means, what's your say or what's your opinion about it?
Okay, in my take to the GMO, the GMO maize, honestly, I'm not an expert of that, but generally speaking, from what I've heard from the experts, GMO is not anything good for the Kenyan people. You know, why do we have to import GMO while our farmers have maize in store? Why don't the government just put in place and come up with um, a fee that will also benefit our farmers?
Recently, there were some allegations that there are some individuals in the government that are not paying taxes, like the former president, Mr. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, was accused of not paying, was it 1 billion tax? So, what do you say about that?
Okay, on regards to that, you know, there could be two possibilities. One is that they could have not been paying tax for a very long time because of the position we know they have in the country. Secondly, it could be politics. So politically, I think it is not something good. The President Ruto now should let the former president, Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, to enjoy his retirement in peace. He should not do a political witch hunt, you know. But if it is not politically, I think that every Kenyan is entitled to pay taxes, regardless of who you are, your status, rich or poor, big or small. I think everybody is entitled to pay taxes.
Okay, and when it comes to road constructions, recently there were some news reports that says that some places are underdeveloped and some places are developed. Do you think it's because of the government trying to favor its people or people from its region? I quote, I'm not using its speech, but do you think that might be the issue, or they are trying to develop some areas in their favors and leaving others underdeveloped?
You know, that is one thing I think we have in the all of Africa, not only Kenya, because you find that the current regime, the current, every, not the current regime, but actually every regime that comes into power, they always tend to favor people who voted for them, or what they call loyalty. I think we should not be crying about development. A development should be, I think, same, because we now have the 2010 constitution that talks of devolution. So devolution was simply put in place to cure such things that you are talking about, that the president favors certain region. I think devolution was put into place to cure that thing, because every county should have their own share of money to develop their own country in the way they want. But if you see what is happening in Kenya, I think most of the funds are still with the national government. So they have to go to the national government, is when they are brought down, they are brought back again to the counties. So if your county was not supporting the regime in power, it is difficult for you, or it is difficult for some of your projects to be approved. And I think that is where the problem is. We should just say that we should just make devolution work. If it says 35% of the revenue, let the governors have that money to benefit and develop their counties.
Okay, thank you so much for discussing matters affecting the country and the current regime. Now, another question. What do you think might lead to the fail of President Ruto? Like, what do you think might lead to his fail? Or what do you think that might lead to him being elected again, or him not being elected again?
You see, politics is, let me say politics, how can I put it? But let me just say politics is a funny game, because politics changes every day, you know. So we might say that he might not get elected in 2027 and he gets back to the office. But for now, let's focus with the development issue. So I think one thing that can make the UDA regime led by Mr. William Ruto fail is that if they continue putting too much taxes on common mwananchi, if they continue talking and making life unbearable for the common mwananchi, I think that one will make wananchis to come back and have a chat by themselves and see that they don't elect UDA regime again, or they might even revolt against the president, because as we speak, many Kenyans are going hungry. They are sleeping hungry, and no one is talking about it. Many Kenyans lack jobs and no one is talking about it. Many Kenyans are dying in hospitals and no one is talking about it. But the government, what they are good at is just talking. If they want to become comedians or musicians, they should tell us as Kenyan people, so that we know that they have changed their professions. But you don't tell people that you are going to build hospitals, but instead what you do is just talk. Mr. President, for the last 4 months, I've just been seeing him traveling. So I don't know if he's going to fulfill the promises that he made to us, or this guy is very funny. I don't think if he will deliver. And in the next 6 months, the way things are going, I think the Kenyan people are going to take a back seat and think a way forward.
Okay, now, the past couple of months, Turkana had been suffering drought. And to my surprise, I read an article that Kenyan government donated bags of food and maize to South Sudan. And yet in Kenya, they gave us pay bill to donate money to feed the people in Turkana. Do you think that was the best move to go? Trying to impress other countries, yet in-house we are suffering.
Yeah, that is what I was saying before, that this government is full of comedians instead of people who can deliver. That is absolute rubbish, misplaced priority. How do you donate bags of food to Southern Sudan and we have our people in Turkana who are dying of hunger? Honestly speaking, I think that is comedy. These people, these are guys who don't know what they want to do. They don't know what they have to do. They are just doing things because they have to do them. Yeah?
Okay, so thank you so much for your time, and we'll meet again another time.
Karibu sana, karibu sana.
It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.